diversity is absolutely like whatever they call those words now, that people get really excited about, right? But it's this hot keyword, this hot button for so many people, right? We need to increase diversity, embrace diversity, et cetera, et cetera. But do we really? Because we're willing to say we need to diversify and include more of a certain ethnicity or a certain gender, or, people who identify as a specific gender or identify as a specific ethnicity. I don't even know all the things that now qualify as diversity.
Right.
But what we don't really want is diversity of thought. We
And
still want very rigid, very structured, democratic, capitalist thought.
Right.
We don't want to be open to anybody who talks differently than that, right? Otherwise, we start having to label them. It's like we're still stuck in the DC of the Nixon years, where everybody was trying to chase down communists.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's been a loss of proper discourse, right? Or people exchanging ideas. I mean, the fact that the country's become so polarized is really sad and unnecessary. I mean, there's no reason for us to be entrenched in our ideology and have that ideology shaped by headlines or by short what are they called, like short snippets of nobody's looking at a full story anymore. They're reading a headline or a tweet just like less than 250 words and,
whole idea presented to you.
Whole idea presented to you. I mean, we talked to we have an intern that works for us, and she was talking about a previous internship she did that was a journalism internship, and how disappointed she was that where she was, not all the facts were represented.
Yeah, by the journalistic community.
Both sides aren't represented anymore. And it's a shame. It's a skill that we've lost that we really need to regain if we're going to get ourselves together and be on top.
So I'm gonna transition us really briefly, because I feel like there's a really important spy lesson here that you and I know, right? An espionage lesson in real life. And this is what made our company, right? EverydaySpy was built on the idea that maybe we could teach people some of the skills that the CIA taught us that helped us survive outside of CIA. Really helped us survive inside of CIA, but helped us to thrive and succeed outside of CIA. So you talk about our polarized country, and you talk about how unnecessary it is, and how disappointing and discouraging it is, right? You served in an office designed to influence foreign governments. What was one of the core things that you tried to do in that office to influence those governments?
So it's really interesting when it comes to, all intelligence agencies around the world engage in covert influence and propaganda as a part of that, right? Inside their own country, governments and private sector, propaganda and influence is huge. And it's really just psychology, right? It's knowing it's knowing how the psychology of people work.
I'm going to interrupt you again because, again, I see my wife being very nice in the explanation, right? When there's a group of people and you want to cause discourse, what's the first thing you do to that group of people?
You touch on their fears.
You divide the group.
You divide them.
You divide the group, right? What is polarization?
Right, it's division.
It's a division of the group, right?
And it doesn't take much.
It does not take much at all, right? You can literally sit between two friends who've been friends for years, and there will be certain topics that causes one of them fear, anger, discouragement, disappointment, childhood trauma, whatever. You can just drop that one bit into the conversation and they will be divided, right? So it's strategic. In the covert influence world, the first thing you want to do is you want to divide a group. And you don't divide a group by creating something new and artificial. How do you divide a group?
Right. You just play on the same old fears.
That are already existing.
Already pre-existing.
This group of people is afraid of what happens if banana sales drop. This group of people is afraid of what happens if we accept too much foreign investment. And then all you do is you just feed the fear that already exists to both groups. And then that makes them both afraid. And then especially if you, as the voice in between, say that the reason foreign investment is going to stop is because sales of bananas are going down.
Yeah.
And then you say, oh, the reason that banana sales are, need to go up is because if they don't go up, then there's going to be no foreign investment. Now all of a sudden the two groups are attacking each other.
Right.
This is espionage 101. This is covert influence 101.
Yeah.
And yet we live in this world, you and I, where we see it play out in the headlines every day. And the thing that's the most frustrating to me is, yes, I see it when it's Russia. I feel like I see it when it's China. I feel like I see the sloppiness of it when it's North Korea attacking us. The thing that's so frustrating is we do it to ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Just to sell newspapers, just to get clicks, just to sell advertisements. We do this to ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it costs millions of dollars for an intelligence service to divide a country. We're doing it to ourselves. We're bankrolling it ourselves.
Yeah.
For what purpose, right? For what purpose? So,
well, for clicks.
For clicks. Why don't we start a YouTube channel?
For advertising revenue.
For clicks. The whole world runs on clicks. Oh my gosh. Eat that, Duncan. If you like this short clip, make sure you click here to see the next clip or here to see the full podcast episode.
Freedom! So fresh, so new. Freedom!